Here it is, y'all. The table mod. Okay, I know y'all have been waiting to talk about the table mod. So here it is. She is complete. So first of all, let's discuss this beautiful table that Uncle Pat made from a tree. Well, okay, he bought the boards. This is actually oak from their kitchen. When they remodeled, he kept some of the wood from the old cabinets. And then this is a lovely maple. It's just beautiful. Anyway, so he made this, and it is just stunning. So, why did I mod the table? Well, the table that was in here, first of all, it had a leg that went down there that you kicked into. Second, there was hardly any space to get between the table to get up and the seats to get up to the cab. The table was big. It was heavy. Had this weird Formica stuff on it. But as we all know, the reason that table existed was to drop down and become the puzzle bed, which I've never used. But don't fear, the puzzle bed still works. Let's talk about how we put this table in. So, and by we, of course, I mean Uncle Pat. Lagoon table mount, as you can see. There is a fabulous document on the Travato Owners and Wannabes group from a man who put the same lagoon mount in his G floor plan. And we didn't quite follow that. But we did pull back the plastic wall, and on the piece of wood you can see where the bolts are. Well, that's where there are metal pieces that run behind that plastic wall, because that's where the original table mechanism was bolted. So we bolted this piece of wood to the wall, and then we bolted the lagoon mount to that piece of wood. And then Uncle Pat put a little cleat at the bottom to keep that piece of wood from trying to kick out or do anything or move side to side or do anything wonky. So you can also see, this is quality work, y'all. Look, he even took the screws that were in the original mount hardware. He painted the screw heads and put them back in the wall. One's up there too, so they're not like immediately obvious. And then we needed the table to slide. So here's the original mount that comes with the lagoon mount that normally you just screw into the table. We wanted the table to slide, so he got these rails, and then he put the rails on the lagoon mount, and then the rails slide through here. But then you want the table to stop sliding when it's where you want it or you're going down the road. So he fashioned this knob with a screw on it, and up here is a piece of wood. So when you undo the screw, that piece of wood loosens and you can slide the table. And then when it's where you want it, you screw the piece of wood back in, and it puts pressure on the table, and the table doesn't slide anymore. Brilliant. So, all the ways that the lagoon table can now articulate. Obviously it slides. It also spins. It slides over here so you're a little bit closer to the bench seat. You can slide it real close to the driver's seat. you can slide it real close to the dinette seat. So you got nobody in the dinette and you want lots of space for the driver's seat. There you go. Look at all that. So then, when I'm working, slide it out, push it closer to the driver's seat. So then, if you want maximum living room space and all the space in the world to get to your driver's seat, or somebody wants to sit in the dinette with just a little side table, then it goes up against the wall, out of the way. That's probably where it will travel most of the time when it's just stowed, because it's just totally out of the way. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Totally out of the way. For those of you that are still like, oh my God, what about the puzzle bed? There it is, y'all. The puzzle bed still exists. See? All put together puzzle bed. All just fine. You can lay on it, jump on it, whatever you want to do. So, now remember, the piece of the puzzle bed that went in the doorway right here, that's been long gone. That did not come with me on this trip because it just takes up space. There's nowhere to store it. It's dumb. If you do come to stay with me, I need you to be able to fit on this much bed with your feet all the way to the door. Because that's the slid out bench seat. And that's the back to the dinette. And that's the seat cushion to the dinette. So that is still a rather large guest bed for a van. So, how did that magic happen? More Uncle Pat fabulousness is, of course, how it happened. So here's the bed platform. That's the original base to the dinette seat. And that is the patented Uncle Pat bed platform that you do not require a table to become. Now, of course, storage. Where are we going to put that bad boy, right? I'll show you. So first, here's the bed platform flipped over, right? And you can see this piece of wood that is like routed because it fits into this piece of wood. I don't know if you can tell the shape of that, but we mounted that strip on the front of the dinette seat above the vent for the Truma. And so this piece on the platform fits into this so that it doesn't slide that away. You don't want it to slide that away when your guest is sleeping and cause a big split in the middle of the bed. So that's the first piece. Then Uncle Pat got these little brackets for the folding legs. And you just push the thing, pull the thing, and the leg folds down. And then you push the thing up, and the leg folds and locks into place. So, there's one. And there's two folding legs, right? So that's the piece now that we need to store. Here would be the base of the dinette where the Truma lives. I, of course, have removed the original platform that goes in there. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. So you take the new Pat bed platform, and of course we were very careful to make sure that the legs are not going to hit the Truma, especially the on-off switch. So legs are folded up. Turns out I can't do it one-handed, but anyway. So now Pat bed platform is down over the truma and the base of the dinette. And of course he cut out for the seat belt and your child safety seat anchor and a handle area so you can grab it, and another seat belt anchor. And this notch is actually to go around the Lagoon table mount if you don't want to take the whole table out and you want to leave the table, the Lagoon mount part on the bracket, then this will go around it. So anyway, as you can see, that whole thing, he had to put a couple boards in there to support it. That whole thing fits just perfectly and doesn't interfere with anything underneath it. And then you just take the original platform and put it down on top. And of course all the holes match so that, you know, everything can still come up from in there, like the seat belts and whatnot. And he did notch it out for my power strip. We'll get to that. Anyway, so that all goes under there. And then you put the cushions back on it. And your bed is totally stowed. So that's sort of the original position of the old table. And of course you can lower this, raise this, take it completely off. It is, if you do want to take it completely off, it is much easier to stow than the original table. Because the original table you couldn't take off, all you could do is lower it. This one, take it off, stow it if you really want to. If you want to leave the bed out, make yourself a permanent sofa, you can do that too. So this is just so much better, y'all. This is just so much better. I get where Winnebago was going with that original table. And yes, the one big drawback of this is if you use the seating in your passenger seat or your little jump seat here, you know, and you like that piece under the original table that swivels out so that these people have more table, then this mod is not going to be for you. I literally never ever used that. I never used it. I've had 3 people in the van eating and hanging out, and we still did not use that piece of the table. So, because this is close enough. This will come out to here, and it is close enough to the jump seat and the passenger seat if it's turned around for people to put their cocktails or their food or whatever. Again, it's a van, right? So yeah, I love it. I can't wait to get out and use it. And that's the table. So there it is, the table mod. I hope you enjoyed that, got some good information out of it. I love this thing. Like, seriously, this needs to happen to all of the G floor plans. It just makes life in that van so much better. Anyway, so you might have caught a glimpse of a couple other mods that have gone on. So we have one more episode of Modapalooza coming up, and that's going to be on some of the things we did to the electrical. Anyway, so stay tuned for that. I know, I'm super excited. I was like, what kind of content am I going to crank out for an RV channel when I'm not RVing right now? It's been 6 weeks off the road. But you know what? It's just the mods keep on coming. So that's what's keeping us in business. So we are over 600 subscribers now. And welcome to all the new folks. I hope you're getting some good information out of this. It cracks me up that I am one of the many things people might be binging while we're all on lockdown. But anyway, so stay tuned. And if you have any questions, put them down below in the comments. And hopefully one day I will see you on the road.